Late one night in Thailand, a police officer was making his routine patrol through a quiet neighborhood. What his dashcam captured that night would end up making local headlines. The footage shows something truly bizarre, a dark figure, completely motionless, standing at the side of the road. But here's where things get really strange. When the officer passed by, the rear-facing camera showed nothing. The figure had simply vanished. This wasn't just some glitch that the officer could brush off. The incident was significant enough to catch the attention of the entire police department. Even they couldn't explain what their cameras had recorded that night. Could this have been an actual spirit caught on police cameras? Or is there a more logical explanation? Was someone playing an elaborate prank in the dead of night? One thing's for certain. Whatever that dark figure was, it disappeared without a trace. What kind of presence could appear on one camera, only to vanish completely from another just seconds later? The following video was recorded by user arvin.de from Germany. He himself is very interested in the paranormal and once in a while likes to tamper with a Ouija board. Some of you might agree that this is not the smartest idea, and he has some interesting clips of weird things happening during his sessions. However, we are really interested in one of his trips he has taken recently. He ventured to the hometown of Anneliese Michel, whose story about her exorcism is quite famous. They were hoping to find something interesting in the ruins of her old house. Unfortunately, it was torn down already. However, a family shed which was built close by still remains up until this day, and Arvin was checking it out. And he might have captured something that he didn't expect. A face seems to be peeking out from behind one of the roof beams. Armin said that nobody was up there at the time, and he certainly didn't hear anything. Many commenters, though, made him aware of this capture. What do you think? Is this a being from another dimension, or can it easily be explained? Man shows his new apartment. An uninvited visitor can be seen on the screen.
Mira, esta es mi casa. Cuando tú quieras venir, aquí yo te espero. Esta es la cocina. Aquí están los trastes. Aquí vas a acomodar bien todo. ¿Sale? El refri, la barrita. Bueno, la sala y el patio. Aquí está. Sí.
The man did not see it, but it appears that a shadow person was leaning in from the outside. A night guard was disturbed by paranormal activity during his shift in this office.
Se escuchan ruidos extraños ahí en el baño. En el baño de las mujeres. Se escuchan ruidos extraños.
It all starts with really unusual noises. Whispering and loud knocking come from one of the main floors.
Se abre la puerta.
And of course stuff that is being moved around. and there seems to be yelling stemming from a female.
Por Dios, qué susto me pegué.
And a strange figure standing in the doorway. Deep in the woods, along a stretch of road known for its dark history, a police cruiser's dash cam captured something unsettling. The officer was simply doing his job, patrolling an area where numerous crimes had taken place over the years. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, but as the officer made a U-turn to head back to his route, the camera caught something he didn't see at the time. Something that would make anyone's blood run cold. There, lurking behind the trees, stood a towering dark figure, but it wasn't just its height that was disturbing. Two glowing eyes pierced through the darkness, set in a face that looked nothing like human, nothing at all. Some who've watched this footage believe it might be evidence of Bigfoot, finally caught on camera. Others think it could be something even more mysterious, something that defies explanation. What kind of creature hides in these woods after dark? What being has eyes that glow like that? The answers remain hidden in those dark woods, along with whatever it was the camera caught that night. On a dark night in Peru, guests at a seaside hotel began hearing something disturbing, strange sounds coming from the beach. The calls were unsettling enough that someone contacted the police. When the officer arrived, he too heard these eerie sounds. But that wasn't all.
Le sucedió a un policía de Perú.
Hay una persona abajo. Anda, jefe, chequea. Venga, venga. Oiga, venga. Venga. Señores, nos encontramos aquí, siendo las 4 de la mañana. En el mar. No sé si pueden escuchar. Se escuchan unos gritos. ¿O por qué esa vaina?
There in the darkness, he spotted a woman, a mysterious figure in a white dress, walking along the shoreline without any light. After trying to get her attention and speak with her, something impossible happened. The woman simply vanished into thin air. No footprints in the sand, no trace she was ever there. Was this just an elaborate prank played in the dead of night? Or did this officer truly witness something supernatural? He certainly believes he did. After all, how does someone just disappear on an open beach? This is an older home video that was shared by a family, which shows a mother and her 2 kids. And while it's not the best of quality, what's really eerie about it is an object that was popping up behind the glass door in the background. creepy looking face is coming into the frame, staring at the camera for a few seconds before the camera then zooms in. The family thinks that this was probably an evil spirit. And they had nightmares many weeks after this incident. They never found out what exactly happened that night though. What do you believe? A family in Asia was on their way home from a friend's visit. One of them randomly recorded their journey home on video. It was until much later that they realized they had come across a mysterious shape. Was it a ghostly blind passenger? A man recorded some nightly disturbance on his CCTV camera. It was recorded in the Philippines and features what he believes to be an S-Wang, a humanoid shapeshifter. Could the man really capture such a being on his camera? He could never prove that the creature existed. Also, notice the presence of many and different sized orbs in his bedroom. Maybe it was something completely different. What is your opinion? The following encounter had been shared by a security guard who was patrolling an old mall complex at the time and recording his thoughts about the many ghost stories that locals tell about this area of town, and it didn't take long until his stroll turned into a pretty eerie night of strangeness.
Get that effect. Guys, is it coming to burn or not? Guys, it smells burn. It smells burn. I don't know if... Don't tell me. They say the legend that there are children who play till the afternoon on the web. Yes. At the Garden Casino that is under a fire and people died. Nothing... What is that?
It starts to move by itself.
Out of the way, Ron.
Is it a god or is it a cat? Is it a goblin? What does that tell me, Duty?
We already smelled sulfur and burnt smell for that.
Take off the fence, man. What the heck is that? Today I approach and she think I'm going to record something. What the heck is that? It's here walking, dude. It's here walking. It's here walking. Are you messing with me? Who the hell is messing with me? That's why, honestly, I don't normally like people. And these shitty stuffed toys too. What happened? Guys, the phone turned off.
Thank you for...
A A small creature was caught at the end of one of the hallways, and then, just before the recording ended, he could also capture a strange-looking face. Makes him believe that something paranormal happened here that night. Is this possible? Now to another pretty spooky capture, which was captured by Oscar, who was working as security staff in an old factory. It all started with him seeing strange shadow silhouettes at night, and at this particular one, he saw these things again, which is when he started documenting it. It is uncertain what exactly this black shadow is that our guard is seeing here, but he swears that other people can see her too during the day, and that she even moves around ever so often, making him believe that this shadow being is bound to the storage facility. But who can say? Let's look at an older yet disturbing piece of footage from a police officer's body cam. He was responding to neighbors' complaints about strange noises coming from an abandoned house. What he captured that night would leave viewers puzzled for years to come.
At the 4 at this time, holding a call for help now. 700 Grand Concord. 10 of a resident, 10 Sheridan. 39 Brent, 5 Wilson. 41 Nelson, totally group, 71 Sherman, 52-294 Gerard, 24 female, 16 Grand Concord, and a 50 copy for Clay.
As the officer began searching the empty residence, something unsettling broke the silence, the sound of a woman weeping. As the footage continues, the sobs transform into something far more sinister, almost demonic in nature.
Police department, anybody in here? Show your hands. Make yourself known. Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Right now! Did you copy that?
In the final moments, we hear the officer commanding whatever is in that room to get on the ground. Then, suddenly, the recording cuts off. What happened in those crucial missing moments? Did something attack the officer, causing his camera to fail? Or was this all an elaborate hoax, a carefully crafted piece of fiction? The truth about what transpired in that abandoned house remains a mystery. A security officer recently started a new job that would lead to an unforgettable encounter. His assignment? Patrolling an abandoned wing of an old hospital closed off for renovation. The staff had warned him about this place. They'd tell stories about spirits wandering these empty halls. Around 2 a.m., something disturbing happened. The guard heard strange noises drifting through the corridors.
给我头好痛哦！给我头好痛哦！吴老板，他一直引我过去的。哎，我操！高来路亚！
A mysterious figure appeared in one of the hallways, moving silently to the left before simply vanishing. The guard is convinced he witnessed one of the many lost souls said to still roam these halls. While skeptics suggest this might be an elaborate hoax, others aren't so sure. After all, old hospitals hold countless stories of life and death within their walls. A clever prank? Or did this guard capture evidence that some patients never truly leave? This was shared by user Septic Spooch, and he states, I was doing a house tour to potentially buy an old funeral home. I took a walkthrough video of the top floor since nothing was photographed, because it's in bad shape up there. As I prepared to walk in the back room, watched the crack in the door for movement. I want to know though, did I film an apparition trying to hide from me while I was walking through?
Working scale. Well, at least I pray to it. Yeah. Okay. This back here. That probably could have been a good. Yeah, it's really broken window and everything is. They're back there is more crazy stuff. Don't think there might be an attic in this place.
People are not sure if this was just paranoia, perhaps the beam in the other room, or if this could have been something inexplicable. This man is singing for his son, while the camcorder captures something odd behind the head of this guy. Nobody had any idea where that shadow came from. There certainly was no other person. The first video was sent in by Michael. He states that the following man and his family was alerted by some unusual behavior of their dogs, who they kept outside of their property. When he made his way outside, he could hear weird sounds and a female voice in the distance. After following the origin of these sounds, he recorded something really strange. Is it an evil spirit that was haunting the family? The video, forwarded by Andrea, features some friends who were camping in the woods of Calgary. After having a cozy barbecue and some whiskey to warm them up, a fast shadow caught their attention in the distance.
think that was a coyote? What do you think that was? What was it? Do you see it where? Holy.
What's your opinion on this? It looks like a rake or a skinwalker. Could it be true? While they were attending a history tour, this young man could record an eerie shape of a woman in the hallway. What do you think? It's hard to believe that this is a visitor. Maybe an employee. Or something paranormal. Vivi Hurtado has shared the following unsettling clip from a fellow nurse that was apparently working the night shift in a haunted wing of an old hospital and documented some scary noises that night. They didn't notice was a creepy visage creeping in from the right side of the screen. Was this a ghost, perhaps? Here we see the famous and very old recording called Ghost Girl. It was recorded by two workmen who were hired to renovate the interior of a building in Texas. If you listen closely, you can even hear EVPs throughout the video.
You heard some noises? What'd you hear? A la verga. She's here, dog. Doors are closing, dog. They are closing. Hey, Tom! I got it, dog!
In 2006, a creature called the Fallen Angel has been caught on tape in this recording, filmed by two men who were exploring a forest at night.
Home, tio, ja a veure si se'n dit soroll. Encara des de fa rato que se'n dit soroll. Que sí, collons, que sí. Hòstia. Escolta. Ho sents o no? Cago en Déu! Ei, va, corre, corre, hòstia, va!
The following recording was captured by Ghost Stalkers Paranormal Investigations. The channel owner is documenting paranormal activity that is unfolding in his own home. There seems to be a shape-shifting apparition that spooks him and his whole family. In particular, his 5-year-old daughter seems to come across that thing once in a while. After this incident occurred another time, the man interviews his daughter to tell the viewers about what she saw. And then there was a CCTV recording capturing that being.
The other day, what did you see? And tell us about it.
I saw a black figure.
A black figure. Okay, so how big was it?
As big as a grown-up.
As big as a grown-up?
It had red eyes.
Red eyes? Were they bright? Were they dark? Were they?
They were really bright.
They were bright?
It was staring at me.
So it seemed to be watching you? Okay, and did it make you feel uncomfortable? It did?
It made me feel uncomfortable, really comfortable, kind of scared.
Is that why you was telling me real quick, trying to get my attention? Did it have hair? Or it was bald?
It was all bald.
There seems to be an unidentified muffled voice saying hey in the background.
Did it have hair? Or it was bald? Did it have hair? Or it was bald?
The man goes on and explains that they seem to come across this apparition pretty often. It can be seen peeking around the corner of the threshold at the game room, and his daughter saw it at the same place the following day. The man's son also sees that thing and refers to it as a phantom cat, and this particular shape should be interesting. Because what the CCTV camera in the actual game room captured looks pretty similar to what his little son describes. Apparently you can tell from the footage that it is not their cat or dog, and it is shaped pretty oddly. When his daughter saw that thing, the day it was recorded again, she ran into the kitchen. Look at the footage and tell me what you can see. On first glance, people might think it is a cat, but apparently this is not the case. So if it is not a cat, what exactly is it? I don't think it looks like a dog necessarily, but I have to say the color and the way it moves reminds me of other shadow captures that channels like Donnie Drunkard and Ghosts of Carmel, Maine had made in the past. Me hear what you guys think. Alex has sent me the following recording, which was captured by a Ring camera that was filming during night times. It has been the first time that the owner came across an event like that, and that's why he wasn't sure if maybe something paranormal had unfolded. Sometimes these cameras are known to have problems with certain type of clothing or the way the light illuminates the scene, so there can be artifacts. But this shows an almost semi-transparent shape, which was the reason the owner didn't exactly know if this was a camera glitch. What is your opinion on that? Is it just a normal behavior the Ring camera shows that night? Or did he come across a ghostly sidewalker? The following recordings stem from CCTV cameras, and originally nobody saw anything strange. It was on second glance that security guards at 2 different locations noticed that something seemed off. And they should not be the only people that noticed that there seemed to be something going on that might not have been fully explainable. Well, let's see. This next capture has been shared by Laila Munoz, and it was originally discovered by a security guard that realized that something really strange was going on. Apparently there was a child standing on the parking lot when a car arrives, and then the weirdness begins. It is suddenly gone, vanished into thin air. And it appears that we can see it here the first time. And the driver must have seen it too, because he couldn't believe his eyes. He actually gets out of the car and gives it a second look. He wants to know where that kid went, but he's without luck. Now, what happened here? Was it the spirit of a child that was just standing there? If it was a real person, how could he just vanish? There's so much weird stuff going on in that video, I really don't know what's up with that. And speaking of weird CCTV recordings, there's another security camera tape that has been sent by Fabian. And he said that this guard also had no idea why there was a shadowy and semi-transparent figure on the tape after rewatching what had happened. Now you tell me, is that just a CCTV artifact that sometimes occurs? Or is there also something paranormal to it? After the first recording, we all should be aware that there could be more to it than we might first think. The following video was captured by Cordesospina14, and it is raising quite a few eyebrows lately. It was recorded by a young person who went outside on the street to play with their little son and their rabbit, when something rather strange happened. A pair of legs is running by on the right side of the screen. People wonder why we don't see the rest of the body. Is it just a strange effect? Maybe a prank of some sorts? Some editing? Or are we looking at a ghost sighting here? The weird thing is that it seems to have a shadow, so I'm really unsure at what we are looking at here. Let me hear your thoughts. Strange for sure. The following video was posted by a young man who states that in this recording he came across something really unsettling. Apparently, he had heard strange noises lately that, for whatever reason, seemed to occur after dark. He was just about to call his night when he felt that something wasn't right. He states, "Going upstairs to bed and felt scared all of a sudden. This really freaked me out." He wasn't sure what he saw that night, but if we take a better look, one could think that a creepy face is lurking out from the left lower corner in the other room. He was alone that night, so whatever this thing is, wasn't supposed to be there. Are we looking at a ghost here, or do you have a better explanation?
This man just recently moved into his new home. When strange noises started to occur, he decided to document the happenings.
What kind of creature could the man capture here? Look at these big eyes.